So this is my honest experience of being a sales rep and essentially being a remote sales rep. So basically right now I work in the French market, right? I work for an event in my city which is Montreal. And I sell tickets for this event that brings people like Daniel G, Andy Elliott, and so on, from $550 tickets to $4,000 tickets. And I have some warm leads, I have some cold leads. So basically people who are initially interested and people who doesn't know anything about it. And I either cold call them or trying to close the people that are warm, right? And it's been a whole reality check because I've never done sales. I've done a lot of customer service. I'm good with people. I'm good with this and that. But I've never done sales. And one thing I learned about sales is that the one that is honest, because the one that is able to remove his prefrontal cortex and remove it completely and just freaking do the work and be blunt with people is the one that's gonna make more money. That's the one thing that I've noticed. So removing your prefrontal cortex and being a good people's person gonna make you a freaking savage. Anyways, today, right now it's 1 p.m. and in about 50 minutes I have another interview because I'm trying to do work more in sales. I have an interview to work as a remote closer for a high ticket info product. So basically info product is, let's say I'm a coach. I coach people on e-com. Then I try to have people that want to buy my program, but the intermediate between myself, which is a coach, and the person buying it is a closer. And this closer gonna basically close that person, make him buy that program to join that program. And he get a percentage of that program. Those programs are usually from like 4,000, 3,000, and etc. And I want to get in more in that space because you get like more money, right? For sure, right now it's not like super high ticket because it's from like $550 to $4,000. Like events is usually more like a luxury compared to like a coaching program. So yeah, I have an interview in like 50 minutes. So I'll get back to you, tell you how it is, and also look at this dumb shit. So I live in Montreal, and basically in Montreal it was snowing like crazy, and basically I didn't get the notice. But they told us to remove our car from the parking so they can remove all the snow. And I just noticed I got a freaking ticket just because of it. I don't know, bro. I'm not sure that I'm not sure if I'm gonna pay it because I'm pretty sure that I can appeal it. Anyways, that's another whole story. Let me get to the interview and I'll be back with you guys. So I just got my interview done and let's talk about it. So basically, how is remote sales? Okay, basically, I never thought I would do remote sales until I started starting my own business. And my first business was a basic it was dropshipping. This one was my first ever business. Then I went into SMMA. And one thing I realized is that I'm a people's person by heart. I love being with people. I've done a lot of jobs, whether restaurants, customer service, whatever it is. And I even done the consulting, engineering consulting. And one thing I realized is that I hated all of those things, but one thing I love is being with someone. And when I stopped doing my first side hustles, I realized that I had no real skills. So remote sales was just inevitable. And I was like, yo, you know what? Let me just go in sales. And the first time I went in sales, I was like, yo, I actually love it. I tried different things. And now like I said, I work for an event-based sales job. I want to get in remote sales. So how was the interview? I think the interview went well. One thing I'm learning is that interviews that do well is that when you're trying to change the scenario about making it about them. So you're trying to build a relationship and they're like, yo, I actually like this guy. Because what is business? Business is a relationship, right? If you're actually interested, you have something in common with them, they'll be like, oh, yo, let me get to know them. And what's funny enough is that since I'm doing this method, I never knew I was doing this method before, but now I understood how I'm doing it. The person I had in the interview with even took my Instagram. He's like, you know what? I like you. Let's just let's keep in contact and be in the same network of people and everything. So that's actually awesome. This is my goal: build my network and just building relationship, building with people. So on this to the side, remote sales. I don't know how it's gonna be. I want to get into it because I want to perfect my sales skills. I want to get better at sales. I'm ready even to invest money into a sales program. There's one sales program in my city. It's like 7K. Would I invest right now? No, because I'm dead as broke. I don't have 7K to invest. I got my uni to pay. I got so many things to pay as well. Am I getting a new job to eventually invest in myself? For sure. Because the person who invests in themselves sees themselves as growing. The person who's is scared to invest in themselves never gonna grow. So remote sales, it's interesting. I don't know. What can I say about it, bro? Like the real thing is that you're not gonna make as much money at first because you're always gonna try to find the right program. You wanna find if they have enough leads, people getting interested by your product. Are they good leads? Like do the leads have money? Do the leads actually are interested by buying from you? Those little things make the whole difference. Can you actually is there people, are you solving a real problem? There's a lot of programs out there. There's a lot of remote sales job. So trying to find the best remote sales job is kind of hard, not gonna lie. So if you're trying to do the same thing, I would say just apply, get on sales, practice with your friends. And one thing I don't recommend, but I do recommend, is that hopping on a sales call with people, not to buy, but to learn. So act like a prospect, see what do they do best, and write it down. I used to do that just a lot. Did that for conference. I do that right now for conferences. There's I don't want to name which conference, but it's one of the biggest conference in the world for entrepreneurship. I've done it. I went on a call with their sales rep, and I basically copy pasted their sales script to mine, and it worked well. So find the same industry, trying to copy paste it, and then reinvest. That's how you can invest in yourself quite freely, let's say, with no money down. Is remote sales my end goal? No. Is it a skill set that bring me to my end goal? Yes. Because I don't know if I said it in the beginning, but there's 3 stages of every man's life or woman's. There's a learning phase, there's a building phase, then there's an exit phase. If you think about it, learning phase is, if you think about it like a traditional way, learning phase when you go to university, building phase when you go into the corporate job and trying to build a ladder, and exit phase when you retire. If you think about it on an entrepreneurial way, or any person out there, learning phase, learning that skill set, building phase, building that business, and exit phase would be exiting that business, acquiring other businesses, and so on. I would say that most people get this wrong because they think that they've learned enough to build. But the thing is, they forget that this is not what step 1, step 2, step 3. It's a whole loop. It's a whole loop. And this loop, first one from step 1 to step 2, is the most essential one. So step 1 is learning about sales. Okay, am I better than before? Yes. Am I ready to build? Probably. But I want to get better at sales. I want to get more. So I'm building sales. Building sales, blah, 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 blah. Learning and building. It's a whole loop that never ends. So that's my whole principle right now. That's my whole goal right now. Where I'm headed. I want to get better at sales. I want to be one of the best one in sales. Then I want to build in tech, build my network, and eventually I can build up from there. So if you're hesitating what to do, if you don't know what to do next, if you're like me, that you're like a people's person, then go into sales. Not gonna lie, go into sales. English is not even my first language. French is my first language. My first job is in French, like the sales job. My second job, like the interview I just got, I don't know if I'll get it. I really think I will get it though. Not gonna lie, if I don't get it, I'll just delete this channel.